Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nida Alfiana from A class English Literature University of Al-Azhar, Indonesia. Today, I would like to present the analysis from some poems based on its classification of types, aesthetics, poetic experience, and semantic phenomenon. I will use one of Sapardi Djoko Damono's poems entitled I Want for me to set an example in the discussion of poetry this time. I want, Sapardi Djoko Damono. I want to love you simply in words not spoken, tinder to the flame which transforms it to ash. I want to love you simply in sign not expressed, clouds to the rain which make them evanesce. This poem can be classified as the free verse. Before I explain why this poetry can be classified as free verse, I will explain about the free verse. Free verse is a literary device that can be defined as poetry that is free from limitation of regular matter or rhythm and does not rhyme with fixed forms. This type of poetry is such poems are without rhythm and rhyme schemes, do not follow regular rhyme schemes rules, yet still provide artistic expression. In this way, the poet can give his own shape to a poem however he or she desires. However, it still allows poet to use alliteration, rhyme, sentences, and rhythms to get the effect that they consider are suitable for the piece. Free verse also have some characteristics on their poem. There are first, free verse poems have no regular matter or rhythm. Second, they do not follow a proper rhyme scheme. These poems do not have any set rules. Third, these types of poems is based on normal pauses and natural rhythmical phrases as compared to the artificial constraints of normal poetry. The last one, it is also called verse libre, which is French word meaning free verse. Usually, this type of poetry used as a freedom rhyme and rhythm because it can change people's whimsically, so that this poetry also called as verse libre. Free verse type of poetry has a freedom to choosing words and express their meaning to the audience, depends on sound, phrases, sentences, and words. Back to the I Want poem by Sapardi Djoko Damono. This poem uses many beautiful figurative words but doesn't have the same rhyme at the end of each sentence. The words contained in also express the desire in the author to a loved one. The romantic nuance that is taken express a sincerity that written by using the word metaphor of nature. And this poem only have 4 lines. Next slide, I will explain about the aesthetic and the poetic experience of this poetry. This poem was written in 1989, which was written when the writer's wife was sick. This poem has the theme of love, so the content in this poem feel very deep. Aesthetic contained in this poetry is in every sentence. In sentence 1 and 3, show the sincere desire of the author to his lover, and this desire is illustrated in sentence 2 and 4. This poem has a deep meaning, where this poem shows about his sincerity in love, who is able to put aside his personal desire or ego and is willing to make a sacrifice to his lover. Show the great love to be achieved with simplicity, which is precisely the simplicity that is difficult for every human being to achieve, because the love described in this poem is the unconditional love of human being for his lover. Next is the word chosen in this poem or the figurative language used and its meaning. In the first and third lines in this poem is first, simply in the first and third line is a figure of speech that means sincerity and without asking for anything in return. Second, the word not spoken in the first line and insight not expressed in the third line, a figure of speech that can mean the feelings of the other's heart. Next is the meaning of the language for the second and the fourth lines. Tinder in the second line and clothes in the fourth lines describe the author's self as a lover. The second, there is the word flame in second line and the rain in fourth line, which refers to the author's lover. Third, still the same on the second and fourth lines, there are the words it to ash and make them evidence. They have meaning. The snippet describes the reader's willingness to sacrifice for his lover, which is written with a simple description but signifies a big sacrifice and also very deep form of love. In my understanding, this poem is quite easy to understand but has a very good romantic and dramatic feel. The message and what is meant by the author in the writing can be conveyed and felt well. That's all I want to say. Sorry if there are any mistaken. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.